Hey everybody, I'm Jordan Garza. Welcome back to Unredacted. On today's episode, I've got leaked video from inside Rob's Elementary in Uvalde during that 77-minute period when the gunman was loose inside of the school. Twitter has decided to take legal action against Elon Musk for refusing to proceed with the purchase of the platform. And at the very end, we're going to be talking about the iCloud hack of Mr. Hunter Biden and the possibility of him facing federal prostitution charges for moving a, let's say, lady of the night across state lines. But we're going to get started with insider news. So this is from Insider. It's on the leaked video footage from inside Rob's Elementary. This is basically just showing officers kind of standing around. They're looking at their phone, getting hand sanitizer, and, you know, at one point there's a discharge of the weapon, and officer is seen running down the hallway like a wacky inflatable arm flailing tube man. But let's just go ahead and read. So this is, a couple of pictures. There is a video compilation if you want to watch it yourself that kind of just shows everything that happened. I'm not going to show it just because YouTube will automatically just, no way. And there's two videos, and you might, one video is not for the faint of heart. One video shows, there's a police officers outside standing around. One's getting the hand sanitizer, and a discharge happens, and they run away. There's another video of, I'm thinking of a slightly different angle, but the first video has the audio edited, because the second video, right before the discharge, you hear children screaming. There's, people hollering, yelling, and then the discharge happens, and these officers run. Now, I don't recommend watching either of them, because it's a bummer, but it's hard to watch, and it's pretty disconcerting. But let's go ahead and talk. This is from Insider. The security footage obtained, released by Austin American Statesman KVUE police, can be seen loitering in the hallway of Rob's Elementary School on May 24th, more than 77 minutes, and running away from the gunman who killed 21 people, 19 children. In the video, one officer is wearing a helmet, a ballistic vest, pauses in the hallway to use hand sanitizer dispenser shortly before officers breach the classroom and kill the shooter. The 4-minute video, which condenses clips from the inside and outside of the school during May 24th shooting, shows the shooter crashing his truck on school property before entering the building as he walks through the hallway. A young student can be seen rounding the corner, seeing the gunman, and running away as the man turns to enter a classroom towards the end of the hall. The gunman can then be heard firing inside the classroom for 2.5 minutes. Now, I've never heard about that. First, the kid seeing the gunman and running away. I wonder if he ran back to class and told someone, and maybe he was the one that, or I don't know if it was he or she, but maybe he was the one that actually, made the original call. Clip shows more than 24 officers, some in tactical gear, waiting for more than an hour outside the classroom while the gunman is barricaded inside. Several officers are seen running away from the classroom door after hearing shots fired, and that's what I was talking about. Trying not to get upset, but while they waited, children and teachers inside the building called 911 and begging for help. Ultimately, 19 fourth-grade students and 2 teachers were killed. Never mind. The video release has been subject to intense scrutiny and debate as the Uvalde police officers have changed their story about the events of the shooting more than a dozen times. And that is true. And I wanted to kind of cover a different aspect of the Uvalde shooting, like right when the channel started. And I actually recorded a video of it on a larger cover-up theory, but it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right to try to grandize what happened, and I don't want to take advantage of. I don't like the idea of taking advantage of a tragedy. So let's look over here, and I used this one just because this has a little bit of better pictures on what happened and what they were talking about. So this is one of the officers checking his phone in the 77-minute period. They're loitering, they're walking around, chatting, using hand sanitizer, checking their phone. And if you look right here, that's the Punisher logo. It kind of makes me laugh that somebody that has the Punisher logo on their lock screen is, he's holding his gun. He's checking his phone, holding his gun with the Punisher logo, and he's not going to go inside and stop somebody from hurting children. I think the Punisher would be coming for you, sir. Anyway, by Rafi Schwartz, Dumb Guys with Guns. That's kind of funny. It's been more than a month since the lone gunman in Robb Elementary killed 19 teachers. Yeah, local law enforcement did, nothing. Despite Texas Governor Greg Abbott initially declaring that the Uvalde massacre would have been much worse if not for the cops who showed amazing courage by running toward gunfire in a singular purpose of trying to save lives. Really, Abbott? Man, you piss me off sometimes, but you are just getting worse and worse. Really? Saving lives? They stood there and checked their phone and made sure that they were well sanitized because they were probably scared of freaking COVID. A bungling of such massive, near inconceivable proportions in the city of Uvalde has become virtually synonymous. Both the shooting itself and to even a larger degree the apparent cover up by the city officials thereof. And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. I'm still not going to get into it, but the fact that they were holding parents back. One of the deputies had his daughter inside of the classroom, and she was one of the girls that lost their lives, and they are holding him back from going in there and stopping him. And then then the chief of Uvalde Police suddenly loses both of his radios that day and doesn't go out of his way to put in orders not to. They gave orders to stand down. And when I get upset, I try not to get upset, because when I get upset, I talk. I lose. I don't sound as. It doesn't get my point across as well, and that's why I try not to. Even though it is kind of funny when I get really, really irritated. So let me calm it down. Sorry. Okay. Footage obtained and published Tuesday. Okay, my mistake. It was yesterday. By Austin American Statement shows police checking their phones and even using nearby hand sanitizers. Yeah, just feet away from the ongoing bloodshed. They were feet away from stopping someone from hurting children. And they were checking their phones and using hand sanitizers. And there's the video. I want to show it, but I know they'll stop it. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna have to talk about it because I'm not gonna redact information, but I'm also not just gonna throw the channel into fire, even though it's not a big channel and it probably might not get noticed. I'm not gonna do it. So a video compiled from area security feeds and police body-worn cameras offers the most detailed look at to date at just how police responded, or rather didn't. More than 70 minutes intermittent between they arrived at the scene and the shooting when they finally entered the classroom, killing the gunman. Throughout it all, the officers are shown wearing heavy armor, carrying an array of breaching equipment, but taking no tactical action as they evidently hear the edited-out screams of terrified children and gunmen continuing his rampage. And that's what I was talking about. They can hear kids screaming. Look at look at this, dude. You got enough guys right here, and this isn't everyone there. There's dozens of officers there. There's got to be 50. In the video I've seen, you can see there's no conceivable reason to stand here for over an hour while you hear children being harmed. And they're just standing there with their guns pointed, checking their phones, getting hand sanitizer, and they can't be bothered to breach and they ended up breaching the room. It'd be one thing if something had happened and the gunman tried to go to a different room, or maybe, the kids are screaming he killed himself. I don't know, something. But the fact that they stood there for 77 minutes and then decided to breach the room, getting into a gunfight and killing the shooter. What godly reason did you come up with for waiting so long? And there's no real answer. The only response we get out of the police chief is, "Oh wow, I can't believe they would." And here, it's over here. Look here. Oh, it's the mayor. I apologize. Uvalde mayor calls media chicken for video leaks of cops responding to school shooting. No, they're not chicken. They're showing you that for some reason the people sent to protect children stood around and did nothing. Sorry, I hit the mic there. They stood around and did nothing while 19 kids were gunned down, one of which was the child of a deputy who was outside trying to get in. They tased parents that tried to get in. They detained people. They blocked people from entry. A man with a shotgun was getting his hair cut. He got the shotgun from the barber and ran, or maybe he might have drove. He got to the school and was trying to help. A woman managed to sneak past the blockade, get into 2 separate classrooms, and get her children out. But they stood there for 77 minutes and just waited. Why? Look at this guy. Uvalde Mayor Doug McLaughlin? Yeah, McLaughlin Jr. speaks to media following a council meeting Tuesday, July 12th. This fucking guy right here. Look at him. He's, oh, it's not our fault. I just didn't think that. I mean, we were only aiding and abetting a shooter at an elementary school and just sitting on our hands and having our officers stand down. Man, let's go back over here really quick. Nope, that's not the right. We were already on Insider. I don't want to talk to Insider again. Here it is. Yeah, while some Texas officials, including Abbott himself, have long pushed for the videos to be made public, its publication on Tuesday prompted intense backlash from Uvalde Mayor Don McLaughlin during a city council meeting on Tuesday. McLaughlin raged against his media for preempting next week's scheduled release footage. Preempting next week's scheduled release footage of with the leak. So they wanted to, get release. They were going to release their version. That's probably going to have the edited out screams and Chubby here sitting on his phone while he's looking at Punisher logos and everybody else chatting it up and putting on hand sanitizer. The video released today is one of the most chicken things I've ever seen, McLaughlin fumed, as Uvalde City Councilor similarly called the publication chicken shit. You're chicken shit for not standing up and saying, yeah, we fucked up. We didn't send people in to save children. You're the chicken shit, Mayor McLaughlin. Alright, so that's enough for that. I'm not going to, if I stay on that much longer, I'm going to actually have some kind of a meltdown. So let's talk about Twitter getting upset with Elon because Elon doesn't want to buy your crap platform. This is from CNN Business. Twitter sues Elon Musk to force him to complete the acquisition. And I don't know why CNN Business does that black bar thing. It's probably because I'd refuse to pay them. Twitter has sued billionaire Elon Musk in an effort to force him to follow through on his deal to buy the social media company. Now, before I go on, anyone that's not been, following this, the idea is that Elon, set up the purchase for $44 billion. And after he requested access to what's called the fire hose, which is the complete array of all tweets from the platform, giving him the ability to determine the amount of bots on said platform, he decided this platform is crap. Wow, I don't want to keep doing this. And then there were some other things. I mean, the overall market has collapsed. So the original price that he had given for Twitter is now much lower than the actual market price of the company as a whole. On top of that, the shares he was going to liquidate from Tesla in order to acquisition Twitter has also dropped in price. So this could be the reason that he decided to back out, not because of the bots, more because of stock markets making this purchase more difficult for him to pull off. But so the lawsuit was filed in the Delaware Court of Chancery. I'm sorry if I messed that up. On Tuesday, comes after Musk said in letter to Twitter's top lawyer late Friday that he wanted to terminate the blockbuster $44 million acquisition agreement. Musk's lawyer alleged that Friday's letter to Twitter is a material breach in multiple provisions of the deal, claiming the company has withheld data Musk requested in order to evaluate the number of bots and spam accounts on the platform. Twitter's legal team hit back on a letter Monday calling Musk's attempted termination invalid and wrongful, claiming that the Musk himself had violated the agreement and demanding that he follow through with the deal. In the complaint filed Tuesday, Twitter's lawyer said they are seeking to prevent Musk from further breaches of agreement and to compel consummation of the merger upon satisfaction of few outstanding conditions. Wow, that was a mouthful. So basically, they're upset that Musk has decided to back out, and now they're trying to take legal action to get him to buy the platform. Now, I don't understand why. I guess because $44 billion is a lot better than $1 billion, but there's a clause in the deal that says if either side backs out, they have to pay the opposite $1 million. So when Elon backs out, he has to pay Twitter $1 billion. I apologize, $1 billion. Look here, the deal is now likely heading for a lengthy court battle to determine whether Twitter can force Musk to close the deal and become its owner, or at least get him to pay the $1 billion set out as a breakup fee in the original agreement. And I mean, I don't know if it was Elon or Twitter that set up the $1 billion. Man, I just can't even say that because it's just a mind-boggling number. The $1 billion breakup clause. I don't know if it was Twitter or Elon that set that up, but it was a genius move on either end because this, I mean, from the jump, everyone said this is a troll. I mean, the fact that he offered $54.20 to buy the per share, $54.20. He also, and I think the request or the thing was announced. The idea was announced on 420, which is even more hilarious. Or it was supposed to be closed on 420. There was another 420 joke he had managed to sneak in there. After initially saying Twitter, he wanted to buy Twitter to eradicate the bots, Musk has in recent weeks exposed concerns without any apparent evidence that there are more bots on the platform than Twitter has publicly reported. Without any apparent evidence, he was given. Now, see, this is why we're gonna swap over to Fox News too, because I wanted to get CNN and Fox. He was given more than enough evidence. He was given the fire hose. He was given access to all of the. I mean, unless I'm mistaken, he was given access to the entire array of tweets and every tweet, every account on the platform too. And then I'm guessing on that he also can't release that information because people are like, well, why didn't he tell us how much he is? Because he's under a non-disclosure agreement. He can't disparage the platform and he can't release that kind of information because it's obviously privileged. So the fact that he's got the whole of this information and now just went, I don't like this, I'm out, makes me believe it's either A, too many bots, or, like I was just talking about right here, Twitter stock has regained 4% on Tuesday after falling sharply on Monday, trading 34% below the price of the day Musk struck the deal. He's 34%. So, I mean, that's a lot. And when we're in the $44 billion range, 34% is probably another, I mean, I'm not a math whiz, but I imagine it's got to be another 15, 20 maybe. And like I said, I'm not a math whiz, and I don't want to make myself look too bad here. But let's hop over here to Fox News. I want to get different outlook on it. So they were talking about the same thing, but this was just, they had a couple of different little points that I wanted to look at. In complaint, Twitter accused Musk of refusing to honor his obligations to Twitter and its stockholders because the deal he signed no longer serves his personal interest. He seeks to force him to go through the offer he made in April. So that was, April. So April, it was 420 is when he made the deal. Having mounted a public spectacle to put Twitter in play and having proposed that then a signed and seller-friendly merger agreement, Musk apparently believes that he, unlike every other party subject to the Delaware contract law, is free to change his mind and trash the company's, disrupt its operation, destroy stockholders' value, and walk away, Twitter's lawsuit states. And maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe it was like a 4D chess move. He wanted to come in, maybe get the information on the bots, make them look bad, hurt the price, and then walk away and pay $1 billion. Now, the fact that he's putting up, I think it's something like $34 billion of his own money, makes me believe at least that Elon's like $1 billion to trash Twitter. Yeah, why not? Also, obviously once somebody like Elon makes these kind of moves, everybody has to respond. So Elon Musk responds to Trump, calling him a bullshit artist. A bullshit artist, says there should be a maximum age for presidency. Attorney for Musk informed Twitter last week that the billionaire planned to... Oh, damn it. Sorry. Why did they put that under... I wanted to hear about them arguing. Hold on. So, legal action. I don't know why they just put that right there and then nothing else. But, there was a back and forth between Trump and Elon on... I think it was on Twitter. It might have been on Truth Social, but it was pretty funny. It was actually... Elon, never mind. That's maybe a story for another day. Twitter torched over Musk's debacle of garbage company with a dismal future, and that's another thing that kind of makes me believe, he saw the platform's actual numbers and went, "Ooh, I'm out." We are committed to closing the transaction on the price termed agreed upon, Mr. Musk. A plan to pursue legal action to enforce the merger agreement, then released the stated, "We are confident we will prevail in the Delaware County Court of Chancery." Musk responded to the tweet of his 100.8 million followers on the platform, showing 4 photos of him laughing. The caption reads, they said I couldn't buy Twitter, and he's like kind of laughing. Then they wouldn't disclose the bot info, and he's laughing a little harder. Now they want to force me to buy Twitter, and he's laughing harder. And now they have to disclose the bot info in court, and he's like dying laughing. And then, according to Fox, whoops, we could not access this tweet. Now, and I think that's pretty much it from there. Now, now maybe I might have been wrong about him getting the info because he put up that meme of saying they didn't want to give him the information. So maybe I was wrong there. But we got one more thing to go over, and as I said last week, Mr. Hunter Biden really got under my skin, and I decided, I was going to at least say my piece about all of the crap that he pulls. Now, I've seen some responses to these allegations on Twitter of people defending him for some reason, and it makes me kind of lean back into the bots because the defenses just don't even make sense. Some of them are like, "Oh yeah, so what? He's doing drugs and he has problems. He's not the president." He flew on Air Force One with the vice president to go do deals in Ukraine and in China with Sinopec and Burisma and everything else. And you're gonna sit here and tell me he's not a public figure? I mean, if Don Jr., President or ex-president Donald Trump's son, did any of these things, it would be on every news publication across YouTube, everywhere, Twitter, everything would be exploding. And meanwhile, Hunter Biden could face federal charges related to prostitution, and I can barely find anything on this. I had to dig for it a little bit. So, Democrat President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, could face federal charges related to prostitution. He is under investigation for financing matters stemming from his foreign business dealings, according to experts. The development comes with new information he reportedly been uncovered from his laptop. Graphic images of Hunter Biden having circulated social media in recent days, including a video of him weighing a large quantity of what some social media users describe as crack cocaine. And there's literally a video of him. It starts out with the front-facing camera, and then he's like, ooh, flips it around, and he's got a scale, he's got some crack, and he's weighing it out. And I don't know. Why would you even save that video? I don't understand. Why would you even video that? The Daily Mail reported that J.P. Morgan Chase filed a suspicious activity report after Ekaterina Moriev received tens of thousands of dollars from the Hunter Biden's company. So, actually, it's not even just that. Isn't that embezzlement or fraud when you're moving funds from a company account into a personal account? And I'm pretty sure we'll get into it. But he had it under the guise of a medical procedure. I guess it is kind of a medical procedure. But text from Hunter Biden's iPhone appeared to reveal that he wrote checks to escorts provided by Morvania, a website touted as a girlfriend experience with prostitutes as young as 20. That's disgusting. A news site reported videos and images from the phone indicated the president's son helped transport those prostitutes over state lines, in which the site noted could constitute a federal offense. Yes, actually, it is a federal offense. You're transporting them across state lines to be prostitutes, ladies of the night, the girlfriend experience. And once you breaking a law and crossing state lines and breaking the law again is a federal offense. That's how that works. The FBI has reported it has information of 2.5 years. The FBI has reportedly had this information for 2.5 years, while Hunter Biden remains under investigation for his business dealings in Kazakhstan, China, and Ukraine. Are you fucking kidding me? 2.5 years? So they could have released this information that Hunter Biden, the son of the to-be president, was moving women across state lines? You don't think that would have affected but that would have affected the election. That's why it wasn't talked about. And this isn't the only thing. That a lot of this information has been held on to by the FBI and by other parties because they didn't want it to get out during the election process. This is absolutely. The report noted that Hunter Biden, he faced federal prostitution charges and could be hit for allegedly violating the Mann Act, which states whoever knowingly transports an individual interstate or foreign commerce in territory or possessions of the United States with the intent to engage in prostitution or any sexual activity for which the person is to be charged with a criminal offense. An attempt to do shall be fined under the title of imprisonment, not more than 10 years or both. It's oh man, it's right there. It's right there. It's right there. It's oh my god, and the fact that law enforcement didn't point this out. FBI, CIA, I guess CIA doesn't operate inside the country. FBI, Social Secret Service, no one reported this out. It was Chase Bank that filed a SAR report. That was the only reason this is even being brought up. And why is this just being, because there was a hack on the laptop. That's the only reason we know about this. Because thankfully, crackheads aren't smart enough to go back and pick up their laptops when they're running around being ridiculous. I would go back and look at what he did. He said, if he is transporting them across state lines, there may be something there where we can go after. And who is it that said that? Former FBI agent Dennis Lorem. A U.S. Senate report from 2020 said that Hunter Biden paid non-resident women who were nationals of Russia and other Eastern European countries to appear to be linked to the Eastern European prostitution or human trafficking ring. Wow. So Biden's and other elites also being linked to human trafficking. That's a big surprise. Let's go on to something else. This is about the iCloud leaks. Secret Service responds to graphic pictures of the Biden photos and videos. and I'm not going to show any of those because they're insane. But Secret Service Monday confirmed it is aware of the reports. The contents of Hunter Biden's iCloud account were hacked over the weekend, exposing alleged texts, pictures, and videos of the president's son doing drugs, engaging in other salacious and likely illegal activities. And who was it that got the hack done? The heroes of 4chan, which I heard about this story on like Tuesday, and I was like, I'm not trusting 4chan. But it's been a few days. No one has come out and said it was a fake. 4chan made it up. So, and Secret Services even acknowledged it. So here we go. 4chan users claim they hacked Biden's phone last Saturday night, posting pictures to the website's main political forum, according to the Washington Examiner. Many of the posts were taken down by the website. I wonder why. Secret Service said they were aware of the social media posts and claims about Biden, and are not in a position to make public comments on the potential investigation actions in a statement of the National Review. And yeah, that's because they're probably performing an investigation. One video purports to show Biden measuring the amount of crack he had in conversation with while in conversation with the prostitutes. Oh my God! How is this not? Maybe you can't put this on Biden because what his son does isn't necessarily his fault, even though he's the one that raised him. Someone who raises a person to do crack and hang out with prostitutes is either a bad leader, a bad role model, or he was abusing his son, because we've all seen the videos of Biden sniffing little kids. So maybe Hunter Biden was abused as a child, and maybe that's why he's, taken to these inclinations. And if that is the case, I kind of feel sorry for him. But it doesn't excuse him from just being a piece of trash. Based on the analysis of the iPhone, I concluded the same results as the analysis of the MacBook Pro laptop hard drive and iCloud synced data. The person who owns and operates his iPhone XS is Robert Hunter Biden, Dimitrioulas said, according to the outlet. Repair shop, I forgot it was there. After a certain amount of time, the repair shop, says, hey, this is now our laptop. I'm sure they tried to reach out to him, but when he decided, okay, this guy's not coming back, I'm gonna look into it. He was the one that actually started, discovering all of this information, all of these salacious materials. Hunter Biden making odd deals in Ukraine. There's text messages recovered saying, we have to save 10% for the big guy. And it's just every week more and more comes out. Hunter Biden this, Hunter Biden that. And it makes me start to think, is he the fall guy? Is Biden doing all of these? Is Biden making all of these moves, and then he's just setting up Hunter as the patsy? Or is it, like I said, he was abused and this is just how he turned out because of the upbringing he brought? I don't know. Now there was one thing I had brought up in another video, but I didn't really go into it. There was, and this is talking about it again, so I'm gonna go over it. There was a leaked voicemail from Biden to Hunter. Hey pal, it's Dad. It's 18:15 on Wednesday. Sorry, I was just trying to get into the character. If you get a chance to give me a call, nothing urgent, I just wanted to talk to you. The president reported, said, I thought the article released online is going to be printed tomorrow, and the Times was good. I think you're in the clear anyway. And if you get a chance, give me a call. I love you, he added. Sorry. No, but so he's now, if you look into the background of that voicemail, it seems to be referring to an article they had wrote about his dealings in Ukraine with Burisma or Sinopec. I'm not 100% sure. And basically the president saying, I think you're clear. I think you're in the clear. I think you're clear. After the voicemail was published, the White House press secretary was pressed about the president's claim, said he never spoke to his son about former business deals. Well, first I'll say the president said, thanks, Karine Jean-Pierre said. So if he is what the president said, then that is what stands. Biden, bro, you need help. So that's pretty much it for today. I mean, that is an evil. That is not a good. Oh, get that off my screen. So that's pretty much just the roundup from the week. Uvalde just being cowards. Elon Musk is just saying, I don't want to buy your crap platform, and Hunter Biden and Joe Biden continue just to go down the drain. But we all have to hope that things can get better. And, with that in mind, we got Biden's approval ratings are at the lowest they've ever been. I think in history. I mean, I can't even find numbers that beat it right now. Inflation's up to like 9.1%. The new reports are just, it's pretty staggering. We're probably heading for a really rough time. Like I said, I hate being a bummer, but pretty much everything going on right now is kind of a bummer. But I don't want anybody to be discouraged. Everybody, I hope you'll have a good day. Like, subscribe, share the video around. Try to help the channel grow a little bit more so we can reach more people, have a bigger discussion. And yeah, no, that's pretty much it for today, guys. Keep your eyes open, ears to the ground, and we'll see y'all next time. Have a good night.